We wanted to get an update on a 9-year-old girl who allegedly is here illegally. One of millions of kids who came here unaccompanied across the border when Biden had his open borders. And one of the people who was responsible for all these unaccompanied immigrant minor children was Javier Becerra. He's running for governor, don't you know, in the state of California. And he used to be the Department of Homeland Security chief.
During your time as HHS secretary, a New York Times investigation found the health department couldn't find some 85,000 children it had released.
That's not accurate. What you just read is not accurate. First, that's what I'll say, because it was never the case that we could not find kids. You're essentially, I don't know if you got those talking points from Donald Trump.
It's from a New York Times article.
That's not what the New York Times article said. The New York Times said that individuals, the children and their sponsors, did not respond to calls. They didn't say we couldn't find kids.
Well, nearly 146,000 have been reunited, but there's still hundreds of thousands of kids who came over here with, the parents paid a mule to take them across the border. A lot of them were being trafficked, some for sex, some for child labor. And we think that might be the case outside a River North bar in Chicago. So let's welcome to the program Sam Sanchez. I do believe this is your first time on the Morning Answer. Good morning, Mr. Sanchez. How are you?
Good morning, Amy. I'm fine. How are you? Thank you.
Yeah, we're doing great. So tell us what happened that night in July outside your bar.
Well, Amy, it's been going on for about 2 years, a little bit longer than 2 years. We've been reporting it to the city officials, Alderman Andrew Vasquez, who's in charge of the immigration committee, and these children that they're out there until 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning. Not one, but multiple children, one adult, or sometimes these adults, they don't know if they're not their children, and how many children don't even know who their parents are. And we know this because, we did talk to them. We try to help them out more in the wintertime. They're out freezing. They're 10 below zero. They have the children working, trying to sell candy, chocolate, and the summertime flowers.
They used to do this in El Paso, and then they'd run across the border when police came. Are police aware of this situation?
They do. We call 911. The police shows up. Listen, we're short police. We really are. We don't have enough police. There's violent crime out there. So they category things on what's emergency. And the peddling on the street is not a top, one of the top priorities, but they do show up. And the children run. The same thing as El Paso. They'll run to a dark street, dark alley. Wherever, so they can hide and run. They're very well trained. They know what to do. They turn their face when you got a camera. They hide their face. They know how to ask for money. They got a cell phone. It could be an iPhone. Most of the kids have iPhones, and they're walking up to people that are intoxicated and ask them to Venmo them.
This is like third world. So if this is so staggering to most people and how the system completely lets these kids down. These kids there, we know they're there. Like you're saying, this is not a mystery. The whole neighborhood knows it. But for some odd reason, the system can't fix this problem, which it seems like an easy problem to fix. Why?
And here's the thing. And the children are in danger. I think last year there was they extradited a child predator from somewhere on Clark Street, busy street. But the children are not just in River North. People see them and anywhere there's traffic, there's people, concerts, you see the children, where there's a massive amount of people, entertainment, West Loop, North Side, Wrigleyville, front of bars, restaurants. And I want to get back to this child because, she's still out there. And actually, she hasn't been out there in a week, but she was out there after the incident happened.
Well, can you remind? Let's take a step back here. Just tell us what happened in July with this 9-year-old girl.
Yeah, I apologize. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
So they stayed right by the door. They blocked the doors when people were coming in, and I did. After the incident, I was going through the cameras, and I noticed that there was this one woman intoxicated following the little girl and arguing with her. I approached her and tried to go through her pockets looking for something, and she picked up the little girl and the child, and body slammed her and jumped on top of her, and at that time the other lady who sells flowers was trying to stop her with one hand, and some other young lady got involved, and that's where the altercation happened. But yeah, she was attacked by I mean, this other woman. I mean, she's not small. I mean, she's a tall girl. I mean, she's very, powerful. She could have hurt a little child, and very aggressively attacked her. She was intoxicated. So one of the biggest fears is these children are going to get hurt. Either they're going to get picked up, they're going to be taken, they're going to get trampled on. Because there's children that are 3 years old or younger walking on the sidewalk at that hour. And we all know. I mean, the bar scene. Sometimes people, they get intoxicated and they fight. And when they fight, I mean, they're not looking who's around them. I mean, we asked the mayor many times, the mayor's office. I'm sorry, not directly to the mayor, but the mayor's office, and we did ask Andrew Vasquez, and he sent a team out about 2 years ago. Only came out one time to talk to us. The chamber. At Lake Beach Chamber of Commerce also talked to the city about it. So we've been reporting this over and over and over. We're worried about the children.
Well, what about this 9-year-old girl? Tell me about her.
Well, she was assaulted, but I didn't realize she was assaulted until 2 days after when I was reviewing the videos. So I went that weekend to look for the child, and she was there, and I talked to her, and she wouldn't talk to me. And I asked her, "Is this your parents? Where's your parents?" She goes, "I don't know." And they do have their own dialogue. They're Ecuadorian, I believe. That's what the association of the street vendors said, and they have a dialogue, but they do understand Spanish. And I did talk to the lady that was next to her when she got assaulted, and I said, "Is that your daughter?" She goes, "No, it's not my daughter." I said, "Well, where's the parents?" She goes, "I don't know." So somebody needs to investigate. Are these the children that are missing? I mean, are the parents abusing them, or are they being trafficked? We don't know, but someone needs to do something. It's been 2 years. I mean, it's been 2 years. Every restaurant owner and bar owner that sees them complains about it and calls the police, not because we don't want them to make a living, it's that we know they're in danger.
Right. And you don't know if they're being, trafficked sexually as well. And it's so disturbing. Do you know where they're staying at night? Has anybody been able to follow these young children to see if they're in a shelter, if they're in a homeless encampment?
No, we don't know. We don't know. I mean, we see the children. I mean, there's occasions you'll see a minivan drop them off, like part of the corner way, drop off people. And here's the thing: if you look at the children with the flowers, it's the same bucket, same bouquet, same flowers. Everything's identical from the south side to the west side to the lakefront and River North. No matter where you go, it's all unified. They're not. It's organized. And I mean, people know it's organized. I mean, you can tell. I mean, the police know it's organized. I mean, are they investigating? I mean, I heard the city is doing something now. The Vice might be out there looking for somebody. I don't know. I mean, and I mean, the police, we're shorthanded. I mean, we need help. I mean, we need the state to get involved. The state should have, and the Department of the federal government needs to help out too. If we're looking for these children, they're right here. Here's a bunch of children. So come and help them, please.
This is a crazy story, and this is really so sobering. But you think about 4 years of the southern border just kicked wide open, and everybody said, surge the border, words of Joe Biden himself. So what happened? So these kind of downstream things that happen are staggering. But do you have any idea, like, what is your idea how to solve this? Does it happen? Because we obviously can't rely on the system. The system is failing them. What can we do?
It's citizens. I mean, keep calling 911 and reporting it. I mean, we have to. I mean, we're always in our CAPS meetings. We talk about it. Just keep reporting it because all this is documented, and eventually, when some adults take this office, and I know I don't care what administration does it. But somebody eventually is going to have to fix this problem. But if we don't report it and we ignore it, it's just going to go. The landscape of the city of Chicago has changed since the mass migration. We all chipped in. I mean, when Mayor Lori Lightfoot was in office, when the buses started to arrive in, we as restaurant owners donated hundreds of thousands of meals. Donated, then sell. Everybody, we got together, same thing as COVID. We just gave food away. I mean, myself gave away over 100,000 individual meals. I mean, to help the children, help the families. We thought it was a temporary thing. They took them in, and they talked about protecting the migrants. And we're like, okay, so, they're human. We have to take care of them. We can't abandon the children on the street. But what happens after that? They took them into shelters, and then they shut down the shelter. They moved them out. They shut down the hotels, and they put them in front of our restaurants. That is not the right thing to do. Either if you're going to stand there and talk about how great of a mayor you are or alderman, and you want to do the human thing, and then do it. But don't dump them on the street. Be responsible. Be a responsible elected officials, and take care of the people you took in.
Well, according to the Department of Homeland Security, 450,000 kids, they believe, were illegally smuggled across the U.S.-Mexican border. Again, 146,000 and counting have been reunited. But this is just a stark reminder of how politicians' policies can ruin children's lives.
And if you're not taking care of the children, like, what is the even point of all this? That's the tip of the spear. This is amazing to me.
So Sam Sanchez, owner of Moe's Cantina, you're having a fundraiser, God bless you, for Chicago police officer Crespo. And let me say his name again, Officer Crespo. He was injured at Swedish Covenant Hospital. His partner, Officer John Bartholomew, was killed by a man, 7-time convicted felon, who cut off his ankle monitor, should have been behind bars in the first place. Do you know, I've heard good news that he's in rehab. He can raise one of his arms. He could speak. He's in a wheelchair, and that he's possibly going to be at this event. Could you tell us where it is and when it is?
Yeah. So we're doing the event at Old Crow Smokehouse restaurant, at the country and barbecue restaurant at 3506 North Clark Street, just a block from Wrigley Field. It's on Friday, September 18th. We're gonna have barbecue, food, drinks, live band by Scott DeBose. A great country band. It's amazing. They play by us a lot. They play all over the city. They're well known. You're going to really have it. There's going to be raffles, live music, prizes, auctions. We're encouraging everybody to join and chip in. We've done this many times, and a lot of people participate. We have to help our police officers. Mm-hmm. Our police officers are being so disrespected. They are being abandoned. They don't have the support. What we could do is give moral support, give the family financial support. It's so important that every police officer out there get the support. If you see an officer on the street, say hello and say thank you. Say thank you, because they don't run away. They run right in front of a danger to protect us. And we all, I have children, and my friends have children, and our biggest fear is them getting hurt on the street. We rely on the police. Even a bad person will call 911 when he's in trouble. We need our police officers to be respected.
All right.
So this fundraiser is really important. I'm asking everyone, please help us raise some money, and pray for him for his good, his well-being. He is in a wheelchair right now, and we're hoping for a better recovery.
All right, Sam Sanchez, we're going to have to leave it there, owner of Moe's Cantina. The event for Officer Crespo, again, is Friday, September 18th at the Old Crow Smokehouse on 3500 North Clark Street. We will be there. Thank you so much, Mr. Sanchez, and have a great day.
Thank you, Amy. Have a great day.
And he joined us on our Alpha Wealth Group answer line.
There's only one radio show in Chicago talking about today's biggest stories and telling you what they really mean. That show is this one, Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560, The Answer. Sign up for the AM 560 Answer Advantage to get early alerts on event ticket sales,